I'm Steve,
I'm Tom.
and this is Demagogue News with Things You Need to Know About, Episode 17. The hottest corona news off the press. Who's the WHO? Bernie ing down the house. Also, Michigan is falling apart. And getting rid of those quarantine blues. What's going on, Tom?
Just getting rid of those quarantine blues.
Those quarantine blues? Yeah, yes.
We're like quarantine dreams. This is great.
Yeah, we're living the life today, Tom. We're living the life. The greatest socialistic dream that anybody could ever imagine.
Yeah, I didn't know that socialism was going to be this boring.
Yeah. Socialism is boring. Who would want to live in... This is boring.
Yeah, right? I want like the Reagan capitalism where like people were doing coke in like stock exchanges. And,
running up, people just moving. People work slowly in socialism.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't, like nothing matters. Your output does not matter.
Right, you still get paid the same. Who cares? But yeah, but capitalism, they're movers and shakers. Speaking of moving and shaking, some pretty big news we just heard in the last couple hours. What happened, Tom?
Yeah, so reopening America. That is the buzz phrase, and for the first time officially.
We have to open up. We have to open up. We have to start back the economy, the greatest economy, the lowest unemployment, the highest numbers. We have to start again.
He says that every single press conference, but now and we're going to bring it back even better, greater, bigger before.
MAGA. We're going to make America great again. MAGA, make America great again.
Yeah, isn't that convenient that he gets to make America great again? Like things got shitty.
What a dream, man.
Just in time for
Everybody
the
loves
campaign.
what I did. I gave everybody a couple $. I'm making it great again. Watch me again. The Democrats can't even touch me.
So, speaking of Democrats, Republicans, what have you, no matter the governor, this approach for reopening America, it's gonna differ based on your region. Obviously population density, public transit.
New York ain't going nowhere anytime soon.
Yeah, exactly. They will be the last ones to reopen, but it's structured in phases. So Mike Pence definitely had a huge hand involved in this because it's all of the guidelines from the 30 days to spread this. Was it stop the spread?
Spread the spread. Get out everybody.
Get it out there. Let's get
coughing
done with
everything. Let's go, people.
We want to get over with this, America. I'm done.
We need to both work on our
Mike Pence.
Mike Pence.
Oh yeah, for sure. You'd think after listening to him like for so often we would get it, but
I don't know. I can't remember his voice right now. It's just very.
It's like he has
it's
like
a strong
slight
voice.
accent. Yeah,
strong,
it is.
Yeah,
He is
there's a little southern.
good speaker.
Southern attitude.
But
yeah.
So those guidelines of social distancing and all that.
Yeah, that's still that's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. However, once your region has demonstrated that in the past 14 days there's been no rebound in coronavirus cases. That means there hasn't been an uptick. You can enter into phase 1, which is exactly like 30 days to stop the spread. Slow the spread. I think it's slow the spread.
We ain't
stop
stopping
is aggressive.
shit.
Yeah.
Slowing it down.
So
stopping the hand of God.
Mike Pence is God. So there's going to be sentinel surveillance. So basically,
sounds like an interesting Skynet Sentinel.
Yeah, sounds
will
like
be activated in your home.
They're going
5G.
A few cell phones might disappear here.
Who knows?
But outside of places like nursing homes and hospitals, in order to get into those, you're going to have to get tested.
Which makes sense.
That's not unreasonable. However, you're also going to see, mainly only at-risk populations. And
yeah, it makes sense. The places where people were most concerned of being, the people that were the most susceptible, those people are going to be there for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Because they're probably also not working.
That's very true.
So y'all just sit over there. Let us start this, wheel back up again.
But yeah, at the same time, obviously schools aren't reopening. Non-essential travel is not happening.
So that was one thing they pointed out. Schools, I know a lot of places in the U.S. have just called off the 2019-2020 school year.
Yeah,
they're just calling it a mulligan.
That's pretty much in place.
A lot of schools
everywhere.
are maintaining virtually, but schools aren't gonna.
The schools are not reopening. Yeah, cannot
makes sense.
Stress that enough. So if you're a parent, I am sorry.
You're gonna be with your own children that you made for a little while longer.
Yeah. But your businesses are going to start to gradually bring back employees, and that includes non-essential businesses. Obviously, they might start at 20% staff.
Right. When there's no business, do you need all the employees? I mean, we're obviously going to face that in our jobs in the casinos. There's no way that they're going to go full hog off the horse.
Oh,
So,
hell no.
yeah.
To touch on those, though, public places may open with social distancing. I don't know how that works with a casino when you're going to be touching things like your machines.
Every machine. Yeah. Well, hey, I think there's a new job. It's called a machine cleaner.
Yeah, that's
And yeah, so because if you don't know, casinos are laid out like banks. Like there's sections of a certain type of machine all over, and then you just every other seat, you just put a little cone. Can't sit in that seat. So there's 3. The middle one can't sit in that one, and then someone just goes up and down with just a really bleachy rag. Just
I'm just imagining like the window wiper, like a Luigi looking guy, just wiping everything
big
down.
mustache. Yeah, wearing like a yellow hat, green one. Yeah, if you're MGM, you're brown or purple for win. Yeah, that'd be real classy. I can see them getting into that.
But that's pretty much it for phase 1. If you continue, let's say you haven't been catching more Rona from these slot machines, thanks to your slot machine cleaner,
Hey,
you get to enter phase 2, which you can have social gatherings of up to 50 people.
there you go, little house concert.
Yeah.
Go to the small venue that no one likes anymore. There you go,
See,
little
that's
building.
kind of cool.
Perfect.
Non-essential travel can resume again, which is huge.
I mean, here in Las Vegas, non-essential travel. I mean, I don't know what the definition of that really truly is, non-essential travel. Because I'm gonna go somewhere and I don't care where you tell me. But
Well, if you're driving, yes.
yeah, if I'm driving.
Rest stops are still closed, though.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, that kind of affects me. I want to go back and see the fam. So
Right, it's a bit of distance from Nevada to Indy.
yeah, and then schools, daycares, camps can reopen once you're in phase 2.
Okay,
Get
get the babies brewing with the Rona again. All the children
get
bugs.
them to carry in.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Fauci said, we're probably going to see a flare up in the fall, but
Yeah, almost unavoidable.
I think it's worth it. I
Yeah.
don't really care. But hospitals and nursing homes still not going to be allowing visitors, obviously.
Yeah, and that's going to be on lockdown for a hot minute. But that's after you've already passed the first. So you should be like, your health as a whole, the state's health should be rising. That's still not going to be opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still at risk.
They still got the Rona all over the place in there.
So,
1 out of 5 people that go to a hospital get MRSA.
Yeah.
Like, you get MRSA from hospitals. It happens.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. But okay, phase 3 though, when you're pretty much the closest you can get to normal without actually being normal is the employees can start resuming unrestricted staffing for work.
Oh, so there's going to be a limit in stage 2 for how much they can staff.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's going to be a hard limit, and then...
I don't even think that's going to be government imposed. Like, think about it. If you're not making the same products you were before, you're not going to
the free markets can tell you, well, shit. Sally, you've been here the longest. You can go back to work. Everybody else, you got to chill out. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it's going to play out,
'cause-
especially here in Vegas.
Yeah, money's going to dictate how much employees you're going to be working. That only makes sense.
They didn't give a full-on go-ahead in that phase for things like concerts and sporting events, but Trump, obviously being the guy he is, like this guy was part of WrestleMania at one point, wants us to get back to that.
Trump hired Vince McMahon and Dana White
Hell yeah.
to like be an economic team, which is fantastic. The real and the fake fighting working together. Yeah, so that only makes sense. It's going to be a while until we get, our Life is Beautifuls and Coachellas and
Unfortunately, we might see
EDCs.
it in the fall, maybe.
Maybe. Don't hold your breath.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that was the biggest thing to happen today, by far.
But the biggest thing in a few days is to get that these ideas are going to be actually thought and planned about as how we're going to execute this. Because for the past couple days, it's just been, then it's the Rona.
Yeah,
it's the Rona.
It's Groundhog Day.
And unfortunately,
every
like,
day.
and when you're in it, when you're in exciting times, it's not that exciting when you're in it. Like,
well, for this time.
but
specifically.
there's just small little parts that really define what it is. Oh, now we're finally at this point. It took a minute.
Yeah.
So that's good.
But yeah, don't expect your area. Like if you live in Iowa or Montana, you're probably gonna be in phase 1 like tomorrow.
Yeah, nobody lives there. Yeah, Alaska. Yeah,
Yeah, but New York City.
Chicago.
Yeah,
I
good
don't know.
luck.
We'll see how Florida works out. Illinois, California. Gavin Newsom has said he's not even thinking about opening up until May 11th. I think California is going to be just slow, just on principle,
Yeah.
because California is slow and everything. So they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Not at all.
We'll see how our governor does. We need money. We need business to make any kind of money in this town. So
I mean, he's got that little war with Mayor Carolyn Goodman.
yeah, well, she's going to be, man, Carolyn Goodman for governor? What?
She might,
Huh? Who said that?
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened in 2022.
Especially if now she's seen this and like, oh, the plans are being created. Nevada, we're going to be first. Come on. Oscar, you need to get your old friends. And you got to get your friends and you got to help me. We're going to take out Sisolak.
That would be craziness.
That would be classic Vegas right there.
I mean, she would have to run as a Republican, though. She's an independent now.
It's not that much of a stretch.
No, not really.
Put a bomb in her car. We could solve this problem real fast.
Boy.
Only in theory.
Jeez. However, Trump also recently defunded the WHO.
Big money, big happening right there. A lot of talks that the WHO apparently didn't do their job. So Trump says no more money.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you shouldn't be guaranteed funding. Like if you're doing a shit job.
Yeah, this global organization, not from the United States, but created from what would be the United Nations. We just pay them a lot of money, and
it's like $500 million from the U.S. last year.
Yeah, and like the Paris Accords, is everybody else who gets good stuff out of this? Are they paying any money, or are we just footing most of the bill? And as far as I could tell, it's a pretty reputable organization, but not not this time. They really bungled up this whole Corona thing, and Trump says no. Hey, you don't get any money until you figure out what you did wrong. You're getting punished.
I mean, they were against the travel ban back in February.
Yeah, even though they released what was called PHEIC. Pandemic having emergency of international concern.
Okay, that's too many letters, first off.
Well,
bad marketing.
It is what it is. But they basically rose their highest DEFCON 1, like, hey, this is a problem on January 30th. Now, on February 2nd, well, technically January 30th, but it was officially enforced February 2nd, Trump closed down, flights from China.
Yeah.
And then the same WHO says, oh, you don't have to do that. It's not that big of a deal. Even though this is our biggest emergency, signaling we could tell to all world leaders about, a pandemic. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a lot of talk without, actually acting.
Yeah. And, I remember when Ebola was happening, 2013, 2016, that kind of area.
It was 2014 was the big one.
Some shit like that, yeah. Videos in, Uganda. And those are all WHO people. Everybody in the suits and and you see them on TV like, oh shit, they're doing something. Like there's something crazy happening. And then that one nurse comes to Atlanta, and then Atlanta, oh my gosh. But there was I don't remember hearing on WHO in Wuhan.
Nope, me neither. Nothing.
So,
well, it's China though. Like China doesn't like other people getting into their business.
Yeah, you don't play with China. That's the problem.
Like you can play with them on their terms. Like
China plays with you.
Yeah.
You don't come to China's house.
Like if you come to China, they will give you a guided tour and you will see what they want you to see.
Yeah.
And that is it.
Yeah. It sounds like North Korea.
Yeah, right? It sounds exactly like North Korea. It's a couple steps above there, but not much.
A little bit nicer things.
Yeah.
Some people will have the semblance of what they might think is the iota of freedom there.
Like government-made apps are not as good as the real deal, but they're still apps.
Yeah, but you can actually make money and go buy things.
Yeah.
And, enjoy yourself to some extent.
Thanks, Deng Xiaoping. Check
Hey.
out episode 4.
So yeah, WHO is no go right now, which is interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, is Trump really in the wrong for that? I mean, you should warrant the money that you're receiving from somebody. Like they spent $200 million on travel last year. That is garbage.
Which apparently is more that was spent by them in this similar time for malaria and AIDS.
Yeah.
And last time I checked, malaria and AIDS killed a lot of fucking people.
Especially malaria. Like
Is, and might still. I think that is the most deadly thing in history ever.
Malaria?
Going black biblically, wow. Everything. It's malaria. Malaria has killed more people than anything ever. And we still don't have a good grasp on it. Other than we know it's mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And, turn on one of those citronelle candles and spray yourself down because that's really all you got.
Hang out between the
you got some
tropics.
Meds. Yeah. Yeah, if you're in that area, it sucks. And for as much as the WHO has done good, I mean, they crusaded and got rid of smallpox.
Yeah, which is a, Goliath accomplishment.
No one alive truly really remembers how bad smallpox is.
People alive, they're just like baby boomers.
But
older than
they're
us.
alive. There's chance that they knew somebody who actually had or they actually saw smallpox.
Yeah.
That's a rough fucking disease, bro. Like Black Plague level.
No, it is horrific. Looking at the pictures.
That's rough. And it's not comfy the entire time. It sucks the whole way down.
Yeah, so for them to, isolate and then create herd immunities like pockets, that's incredible. And
get the vaccine.
Yeah, we're not knocking the WHO of the past, but the WHO of the present is kind of like this
last 5-10 years maybe. Kind of suck. You kind of fucked off. Everything good about you. It's like you sat on your own laurels and said, "Hey, everyone thinks we're amazing. Let's do less work." Awesome.
Thanks, Tedros.
Thanks. Yeah, what's his last name? That's the last name. Yeah, Tedros.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, bro. The first non-doctor to head the WHO. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, maybe that should have been a red flag.
Maybe that should be a requirement.
Because he was an administrator. This makes tons of sense. Think about it. College costs a lot because of all the administrators.
Right. Yeah, he was the Ministry of Public Health of Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Now that's a public health system in which I can truly stand behind and say, wow, what a quality institution that is storied in achievement.
The bastion of healthcare, Ethiopia.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Jeez. So
speaking of administrators.
Yeah, let's go into the meaty stuff here. This is like the tabloid
So as far as I know, most Americans are sitting kind of pretty with this whole thing. I mean, obviously we want to get back to work, but can't do shit about it. So, I mean, here in Las Vegas, people are getting outside. People, their kids. There's a lot of positive things.
Yeah.
In some other places, not so much. Michigan ain't doing great.
Not at all, actually.
No. And the governor of Michigan,
Gretchen
Whitmer, who might have been a VP nomination.
No, she should have snagged it when she had the chance.
That went all down the fucking window in the last couple of days. There's been protests in Lansing at the Capitol building, and people are claiming that she has deprived them of their constitutional rights, right to assemble, right to the Second Amendment, and she has been now given 2 lawsuits. It ain't looking good for her.
No, just
And you were confident on Gretchen. You told me, oh, Gretchen. And I'm like, who? With a name like that?
I threw her name out there. Kamala Harris, still my pick for the Joe Biden VP.
Well, it definitely ain't Gretchen right now.
No, it definitely isn't. And she was, well known, could have been a good pick. But you are throwing, Michigan in a dumpster for the election if you pick her as your VP.
Right, yeah, because, first of all, Flint, Michigan is still a dumpster. They still don't have clean water.
Yeah, they're forced to stay home, and they can't even drink the
water. And
there.
now they have a quarantine, and they still don't have great clean water.
Despicable.
Detroit is okayer than it used to be, but it's not some bastion of business and economy like it used to be.
No,
and now all this happens.
Ever since the automotive industry left, Michigan's had kind of a rough go of it.
Yeah, they've had a rough go of it for. Yeah, ever since.
Shame too. There are beautiful parts of Michigan, but
that's the sad thing about places that get run down because lots of people live there is that people move for a reason.
Yeah,
it's dope to be around. They get 4 cool seasons. A
lot of outdoor activities. Fishing, hiking.
You got the lake. I mean, there's a lot to love about Michigan.
But the economy, not one
so
of
much.
them.
No.
So and speaking of that, another governor who did which, by the way, these governors almost identical like policies across the board.
You might hear that Texas or or Nebraska. No one cares about Nebraska. All right.
Nebraskans care about
No,
Nebraska.
but like Michigan's a big ticket. You know what else is a
Yeah.
big ticket? The governor of New Jersey.
Shaw and Shaw, Phil Murphy.
Phil Murphy, man. Every single governor is doing the exact same thing.
Except for Phil Murphy is a little bit different. He's not
Well, then
radically different.
it shows that
though.
every governor has their leeway in doing things.
Yeah, it is.
No.
However, what he was grilled on that he was violating people's Bill of Rights. He said it was above my pay grade, I think was
Right.
the actual words that he said.
Well, he was on Tucker, and Tucker was using a hammer to dig a hole and trying to get him to say like the wrong. It was like trying to get him to say the wrong thing.
I mean, it was a hit piece from the
Yeah.
get-go, like having him on his show.
But Philly Boy, he either rehearsed or like, 'cause I imagine this is obsessing him 100%. This whole situation. He still stood his ground very well. But yeah, that was his one thing is that these things that I did are above my pay grade, which I imagine when he called Trump, when they're having these 50 governor calls, like, hey, you should probably do this. That's a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna do it. How else did it play out?
For the most part, that being said, with the whole, because the incident was that 15 people went to a synagogue in New Jersey and were arrested and charged for violating, the stay-at-home order, social distancing.
And the First Amendment is the right to free speech, freedom of the press, and the right to assemble,
Yeah.
and the right to worship whatever the hell you want.
So, what's your opinion on that? Do you think that Phil made the right call?
That's the one dealio, because the one thing that the governor did pass the puck on is, why is this being enforced in this certain way?
Yeah,
Because we definitely know that they're letting people out of New Jersey prisons.
Mm-hmm.
So
at the same time, you can't go to your local synagogue.
but also maybe you can't go to your local synagogue. But okay, you think that the governor would call all the sheriffs, say, "Hey, this is how we're gonna execute this. It's illegal. It's gonna be a super no. You can't do it. Churches, mosques, synagogue, I don't care where it is, you can't do it, right? But the PR of arresting them,
And charging them.
you got 15 Hasidic Jews with their curly hair and hats, all lined up on next to cruisers. That's not how you do it. That's no.
I mean, that was a bad way to deal with it. And honestly, I'm kind of in the minority here. I don't really care that they were at the synagogues. Like, is it irresponsible? Yes. Could they infect other people? Yes. But
Wasn't that
afraid.
what our friend was saying? Anyways, that they're still in the synagogues. Like they don't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Jewish communities across the nation really do not care. Like, they're still going to gather. And I think it's kind of an infringement on their freedoms to stop them from gathering. Like, whenever government revokes something, and I've said this on multiple episodes, they are very slow to pull back.
Well, very much as I agree in that statement, the fallout of after all of this, you still can't go to church even though that businesses. First of all, Walmart's still busy as fuck. Every Walmart, everywhere.
Yeah, that seems like a hotbed
Has
for
hundreds of cars in
coronavirus.
the front. People are, oh my god, gotta get my toilet paper, and let's check if they have water, and bop. 15 dudes reading the Torah in some build. Like, normally they have 100 people. Now it's just 15, and it's Thursday morning, or Saturday. Really? You go into Smith's, and there's more
Mhm.
people in the freaking toilet paper aisle than there is in some who gives a shit synagogue in New Jersey. But that's the problem.
Yeah, it
So
is.
it's this push and pull, but also, what do you allow?
Yeah, they're picking and choosing, and I thought it was kind of a shitty argument initially that Tucker used, like, hey, liquor stores are still open, but applying that logic, can you imagine seeing 15 people in a liquor store arrested, like, and it could be the exact same scenario. There could have been 15 people inside of a
15
liquor store.
Hasidic Jews are going to break all their vows, and they're buying a whole bunch of ouzo.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, boys will be boys. Like, it's very...
Jews of New Jersey. Sermons at the local state-owned liquor store.
That would be an amazing,
Obviously, it was just shown. You can be in a liquor store, and it's just fine. Just make sure you get some yardsticks, both on each arm.
Yeah.
1 foot rulers in each arm. Make close to 4.5 feet, whatever the hell, I don't know how long the arms are. Whatever your arms are, plus a foot. Just sit next to the Jack Daniels. Someone get a step stool. Start preaching. It'll work. Obviously, it was just shown that's okay to do.
And we've also talked about Phil Murphy. He's done a couple of other questionable things, primarily stopping gun sales.
Now we're going to talk about infringing on somebody's
Yeah,
rights.
that is infringing.
The Second Amendment is actually really simple. It's not a lot of words, and that one's kind of rough.
Yeah, so for him to stop that, and I think that in Phil's defense, for me to play devil's advocate here, they made him out to sound like Joseph Stalin when he's really more like I'm trying to even think like a Justin Trudeau, if you will.
He's not Hitler, but he's more like
what, Francisco Franco?
No, like Rommel. I'm just doing my job. I ain't part of the whole thing. I don't even know the whole thing.
He's a little zealous about his job, but he is.
Yeah,
still,
and I want to do a good job. I like New Jersey. My fellow New Jerseyans depend on me to make the right decisions, and I worry about them. But I ain't part of the whole, rigmarole of the whole gang. I'm just doing me over here in Africa. All right, I'm just doing what I got to do. He's not making big decisions. He's not making the biggest decisions like Trump is. He's just trying to run his little gang of New Jerseyans.
And Trump did say that he wanted each state to have a good amount of autonomy. Like, it's definitely bottom up.
Yeah, no federal lockdown.
Yeah.
Everyone's state figures it the fuck out. Which, okay, there you go.
And when you allow that policy, you will get, Phil Murphy's out there. You also get Greg Abbott. Or
Sisolak's, Newman's, you get, from all kinds. And only 2020 hindsight will show like, oh, that person did it the right way.
Yeah.
Versus how was the situation as it was being, presented at that certain exact time that you made such and such executive orders. No, these are all things we're juggling in the air. So, the fact that someone's getting lambasted for it, I mean, Gretchen must have screwed up somewhere. She must said something wrong.
Maybe in the way she packaged it.
Yeah,
like
because in the same vein, multiple other governors are doing the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Our governor is doing the exact same thing. We get gun stores, but it's not like anything else has really changed other than everyone else's plan.
Or like
trying
LA,
to go outside.
LA is a city famous for riots, and there's nothing like going on there as far as like civil unrest.
Yeah, no, it's chill. Everyone just calm the fuck down, buy your toilet paper, sit at home until May 1st, and we'll figure it out. So, everyone's doing that, but
I don't know,
Gretchen, I don't know what you did.
How we're referring her to like by her first name, like we know her, like Gretchen.
Where did you fuck it? Because somebody didn't proofread one of your speeches.
Yeah.
Or you forgot to go on local television in, Michigan or something. Because it's not looking pretty. There's a protest, Operation Gridlock, filled up the streets. People weren't social distancing. They weren't wearing masks. It was a disgrace, honestly. It's not good when it's a national quarantine and everyone's locked. There's quarantine in your state and everyone's locked down.
And it makes you look kind of weak, too.
Yeah, like you can't control anything.
Exactly.
Because everything's falling apart under your stead.
So way to disqualify yourself from Vice President Ms. Whitmer. And also, speaking of people who are disqualified from VP,
Our
Bernie
segues
Sanders,
are amazing.
Man,
oh, my gosh.
Top notch. So Bernie endorsed Joe Biden after dropping out, and we discussed that in the last episode.
Not the newest news in the world.
No, but they had a little, live stream call. It was really awkward because Joe Biden was just reading off a teleprompter.
It seemed like he was still reading a teleprompter the whole time.
He's not really capable of things like thought and language.
Well, he can speak. He can still read.
He's like a robot. Like when you just type something into Google and you hit enter and it reads it to you.
Just face into him. All right, Joe. The first letter is we. Okay, and just left to right, and then we'll tell you when you're done. It's like Marlon Brando. He never memorized his lines. It just read this, and it just I'll read it.
It's a good comparison.
Yeah,
Joe Biden is Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando, but without the sex appeal.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly tries for it though.
Yeah. Okay. So it's Bernie Biden now. It is. We
Okay,
are in the
well-
Bernie Biden age.
I mean, but it's not VP. Obviously, it's not on the same ticket. However, this merger going to be a little messy because right before Bernie endorsed Joe Biden, AOC had said, bringing the party together should be uncomfortable for everyone. Now, that is a campaign promise.
That is support of your fellow demo right there.
Yeah.
It's going to suck for everyone involved. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, and it will.
Great.
But
And it will.
it's because both of them are going to try to cater to the other side, Joe Biden to the progressive wing, maybe. And when you try to appease everyone,
You'll lose everybody.
yeah. So that's a terrible strategy, but I think maybe the Dems will just chalk this one up as an L.
Well, you got to remember, first and foremost, Orange Man bad. So if we're both saying Orange Man bad, but the people have spoken and they think that I could beat Orange Man more than you can.
Yeah,
Okay, sure.
it's a scenario.
Yeah. And Bernie bros across the nation are revolting over this idea that Bernie has rolled over yet again.
Yeah, what did your friend put on social media?
Yeah, it's a big thing going around. Basically, I understand if you don't vote for Trump, but I understand if you don't vote for Biden. So basically, just be right present, but don't vote at all, because Biden ain't getting that poll like I think he thought he was going to from the Bernie Bros.
And he'll definitely, I would say, get the majority of them, but he's going to lose a significant chunk. And
In 2016, Bernie Bros voted for Trump.
was it a third of them voted for
Yeah.
Trump? So that's a lot.
That's a lot, especially if we think about 2016, the actual voting versus the delegates. Bernie was, some places no, but he had a majority chunk.
Yeah.
So this time around, if that swings that way again, we told you. You literally did it last time.
Mm-hmm.
You literally did it last time.
I don't really think they screwed him. Like, they intentionally screwed him last time.
Yeah, this time around, it just kind of fizzled out.
Yeah,
It didn't work how they wanted.
He went out with a whimper.
I thought Bernie kind of folded a little too soon.
He did. It was still mathematically possible.
But also the Rona. So I'm like,
it's the Rona. It's
I
a combination of the Rona. I'm pretty sure some of the powers that be came to him and said, "Listen,
sat him down.
yeah, you are only hurting the party. Like, if you get out, we will make sure you're taken care of. But you need to sell out."
He's still the senator of the great state of Vermont.
Yeah, and how many bills have his name on it?
Like 14.
Like, how many did he actually author? Like 0? Because I think it's 0.
No, he's been there for 15 years. He's got like 5. I'm guessing 5. We're gonna do some on-the-fly investigation right now.
Yeah, okay, you pull that up, Jamie.
Yeah. Bernie bills signed.
Okay, that's signed. I'm talking ones that he actually authored.
Bills authored.
Because he didn't sign the U.S. Patriot Act, which I definitely agree with him on.
Right.
One of the biggest infringements on civil liberties ever.
How many?
Yeah. Did he actually ever?
How many bills has he written? Now I don't sponsored. That means you sign with everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that means that you did a brief skim of the overview and this is good.
Come on.
Anything coming up there, Steve?
I'm sorry. I'm not Jamie. I don't have that quick.
Yeah, well, we need a
those quick
Jamie. I guess
moves.
that's
Yeah, I'm not.
that's what this is shown. If you're an intern and you can
So the stats. Yeah, a misleading claim about lawmakers' effectiveness. They signed the bill. He sponsored almost 6,000 bills.
okay,
That's
well,
great.
It's easy
But
to
how
do.
many were first name Bernard Sanders?
Yeah, if you wrote the bill,
Aha.
how many?
He has introduced 364 bills.
And how many passed?
3.
Okay,
2 of those were to name post offices.
dude.
So
This is the guy who almost became a presidential nominee.
apparently Bernie never held a job until he was elected mayor at 53.
Yeah.
He lives on welfare and with 4 different women, had child wedlock when 3 marriages did not work. He's been married 4 times. In socialism, are you allowed to divorce?
I mean, you should be able to, but then how do you split things? Just evenly?
everyone doesn't matter what you come in with. Everyone just gets a 50-50 split of everything.
I guess,
Alright.
but like in Soviet Russia, I'm pretty sure they didn't allow. Obviously, it was a different time, but they didn't allow like divorces.
Okay, but here's the deal, though. Elizabeth Warren, your favorite, has introduced 110 bills.
Mm-hmm.
She's passed 2.
Okay, that's still a way better success rate, and she's been in the Senate for less time.
Cory Booker has introduced 120 bills. He's passed 0.
Okay,
Harris has introduced 55 bills. She's passed
Harris hasn't been a senator for that long. Though.
0.
I'll give her a pass on that.
For just being a junior senator, like she's
Yeah, she
young and
got
dumb.
She was sworn in 2019, so she's been a senator for a little over a year.
Yeah, that's fair.
That
So I
is.
mean, she's getting one a week. Okay,
Yeah,
1 a week.
yeah, that's not bad. But we were just talking about powers that be. Barack Obama, President Barack Obama.
Decent. I like it.
Thank
That's
you.
decent.
Joe.
Barack. Joe. Oh, that's decent. I like that. Ooh, man. I like that. Obama's on the Joe train.
Yeah.
Finally. And it only took like a while.
You're the only one left in the race. I'm gonna support you, Joe, but
That's fucking decent. I'm impressed with you.
thank you. So yeah, it just took everybody else getting out of the race, including Tulsi Gabbard, to
Who should I choose as Mr. Super Democrat? Everyone's favorite uncle.
I think it's
I think it's Joe.
yeah, it's Joe.
Joe. Jeb. Jeb Bush. Could have been a good time.
Oh man, Jeb! Exclamation mark.
Yeah, finally Barack has shown that he does enjoy his previous vice president.
I wouldn't say that. Enjoy, because Joe Biden's been a candidate for over a year now.
Well, hey,
say
you know what? Maybe
enjoy.
he's just been on vacation this entire time.
No, he's
That vacay with Richard Branson just took like forever. Maybe that's why.
okay. I'm sure that was a really cool vacation, and I wish I could have gone. But
Me too.
that being said, he endorsed Justin Trudeau to lead Canada. So for him to endorse another country's candidate,
Well, look here, Joe. They're not America. We gotta help them because his father. First of all, he was in blackface. I don't appreciate that. So, I don't know, man.
he needed me, Joe. I was his ace in the hole.
Ace in the hole. I got him. Bin Laden.
Yeah, so that's I guess it's to send a message of solidarity. We were just talking about like factions in the Democratic
Fucking
Party.
finally, like, who else are gonna vote? If it's gonna be Joe, if it's gonna be Biden, like, everyone's gotta get on the wagon. Where's Clinton at? Has anybody found Bill? Is he just? He's probably locked away with this whole Epstein thing. Actually, I haven't seen either of them at all.
I mean, I saw Hillary Clinton got interviewed about Bernie, but that's about it.
Yeah, and then she talked shit about him about, nobody likes Bernie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. You're right, Hillary. Nobody likes him. You win. Don't you want to hop with everybody else? Get in, bitch. We're gonna win the fucking presidency.
she should have jumped in the race. I mean,
Oh, God.
now is as good a time as any.
Hey,
Don't call it a rematch.
don't call it a comeback.
Man.
Yeah, where are those two?
I don't. That's a good topic for the next episode.
Yeah, where the hell is Bill and Hill?
I don't know, but
Catch us on episode 18 of Demagogue News' Things You Need to Know About.
yeah, where are the Clintons? And don't check 4chan.
God, no.
Also, a little side note, if we're going to stay on politics for a second, those young Trump dollars got direct deposited to a lot of Americans' bank accounts, making it rain on the public.
Fun tidbit, the black community has done a full, at least on Twitter at least.
Hey, there's stuff on Twitter that you can't say on a podcast, Steven.
I can say whatever I want.
Yeah,
My
boy.
consequences may vary. But Black Twitter has decided to call Trump their homie. He's their homebro. He's their main guy. An interesting little twist being that Trump, has done okay with the black vote. But
Better than Romney, but not well overall.
yeah, not the greatest in the world. And in the last 2 days, that seems to have changed, at least when it comes to social media. And they are all about Trump.
I mean, it's certainly good for his campaign.
It's good for his campaign. Yeah. And maybe that energy lasts a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. Because I think he was asked a question about campaigning on today's press conference, and he said, "No, I'm just trying to make this a great country." It's like, no, he loves that stuff on social media. He is in full campaign mode.
Jared Kushner showed him, and he's just like, "Fuck yes, Gary, go." And he goes over to a little whiteboard and just Another one right there. Like, all right, got more votes. Sweet. All right, now we go.
On to the
I
next
look
one.
back. I look close. All right, great. Yeah, no. Hopefully you got some cash. You know, if you didn't file your taxes right, or you make too much. You know.
Yeah, shame on you for making too much.
Yeah, in the soon to terrifyingly be a socialist country, if things go really wrong in November, shame on you, you damn kulak.
Yeah, again, we cannot stress this enough. Listen to episode 4. But jeez, and I guess like that's a good way to sort of bring things back to coronavirus. What do you want to see out of like post-corona America?
I want to see another $1,200 stimulus check, because I want to go buy a Versace bathrobe, just like my father had. Fred Trump, he had one. Yeah. What is we're all in this together. This is very unifying type of deal, because we're all shit out of fucking luck.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you want, Tom?
I would say definitely based on the way things played out here, I think it was like kind of panic mode. I would like to have the procedures in place so that if there is another state of emergency or pandemic, we already know what to do. Those at risk are kind of like, shelved off from the rest of the population, and we can continue like running this machine.
So you want to see when really in reality, when the execution is a lot faster than this.
Yeah.
Because it took a hot, Miami minute to get things rolling.
Yeah, I want a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, I want a day or two, and then game time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that didn't happen this time. It took the entirety of February. Really, it took the entirety of February
for everything to like sort of get into place. So I'd like to have for future administrations, your coronavirus task team is already you already have the people selected. It's almost like playing Guess Who.
I think they make it even more vague. This would be the opportunity to make FEMA a powerhouse, even though FEMA's terrifying part of the New World Order.
Yeah,
death camp, whatever.
I'm actually shocked that you said that, but go on.
But have this organization because having a pandemic that kills people, blah 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 blah, that doesn't happen that often. But big mass casualty events.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
These tents, you get these out faster. We can get scientists on the payroll, something going on that's more efficient than what we just had.
Yeah,
requiring the government to vote. Oh, great! Yeah, wonderful. I'm sure that went really well.
It's going great.
Yeah, it's going great.
The SBA loan's almost out, and they haven't voted on the next wave.
I think it's estimated that the money will run out either today or tomorrow. So, if you didn't file it yet, now's your chance. But
yeah, you're on Congress's time, which is terrifying.
What I want to see out of this, I want to see, I don't know, like national patriotism, but now that we're in the throes of a thing that's been happening to every single American that is really inconvenient, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, okay, now it's time to pay attention to that guy and see what happens to me. And as far as I can tell, things have been going fairly okay. Is it the best?
All things considered.
All things considered. Is it the best thing that could have happened? I don't know. Is it the worst thing that could have happened? No, it can always get worse. But I would like to see a portion of more people that could be confident saying, oh, yeah, America's great. I like being here. The politics are yay or nay, and it's all right. And I'm proud to be here.
Yeah.
The kind of unifying effect. I would like to see that.
I would too. Definitely. And a lot more people are getting acquainted with their governors. I think like before this, a lot less people
who is
knew
local government? What?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, everyone knows their governor right now. Everybody knows.
And I just what I'd like to see in the future is when somebody's talking like when we were watching Phil Murphy today, it had a D next to his name. I would really like to take that one letter out of there.
Oh, D or R?
Yeah, once you take away their team, they're actually a person, and you got to pay attention to them and figure out who is this guy.
Well, instead of just discounting, he's one of those people.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
I don't like
Turn
that.
off the TV. Yeah.
And I wish that would extend to members of Congress and the Senate too. Like, yeah, they can. I guess you're still gonna have to put it on the ballot, but as far as like once they're voted in,
yeah, but
you should get to know
if
them.
it takes the effort that I have to actually listen to this person to find out what their policies and politics are, versus R, nope, D,
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Again, I know I'm being an idealist, but like
You know,
that's why I would like.
I ain't
to
talking
see.
about the small fry stuff. We're dreaming big over here.
Yeah.
You know, the world's our oyster right now because
Yeah,
this
it
oyster's
is.
shut. You
It's
know,
what
we're
we're
stuck in
wishing
this,
for.
we're stuck in the oyster. You know, now's the time to think like, what would be the best case scenario of having this shit case scenario?
I mean, a lot more like I'd say even at an individual level, from what I've seen this quarantine, I would like to see a lot more self-reliance from people. Like a lot of us,
some Emerson going on
yeah,
over here.
we're learning to do stuff at home. Like, okay, I'm like learning. You're learning how to cook because maybe you were eating out all the time or something, or like learning to work out at home. Like hell, I gave myself a haircut today. Is it the best haircut I've ever gotten? No, but it's like a
He's
skill
not
to
that
learn.
ugly, guys.
Yeah.
He's looking. It's
I'd say passable. It's
Passable.
definitely passable. Good for a Tinder profile pic,
There you go. Yeah. Self-reliance, I think, will also be a big. I think if people actually pay attention to what happened and not just think like, oh me, life is terrible. Get my welfare check and blah, 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 my wife. Blah, blah, blah. People actually pay attention and they actually do something about this. I think there will be a positive net. I mean, people dying, not positive, but for people like, there could be a net positive out of this.
Yeah.
From all the net negative.
More vigilant society.
Yeah.
Jeez. A man can dream, I guess.
Hey, that's how it starts, right? It starts with a dream.
It does. You got anything else on your list, Steve?
That's about it. Okay, sure. No.
All right, well, stay classy out there, America. And in the comment section of wherever you're downloading this from, if you could put down what you'd like to see out of the post-corona world, love to see it.
Yeah. Have Facebook, Demagogue News, DGN. Keep your head in the swivel.